Welcome to the new American Culture Exchange podcast, where we dive into the great American game. I'm your host, Glenn Venture Smith. Do you know what the exchange is? Do you know the rules of the exchange? If you don't, then you've been played. Our mission: to harness the power of Web3 and the unstoppable spirit of hip-hop, to create a decentralized ecosystem that puts solutions in the hands of solutionist artists. Together, we'll solve real problems, fund community-driven initiatives, and empower neighborhoods to build enterprises that construct systemic change and foster generational wealth. This is not just a podcast. It's a cultural renaissance engineered for systemic transformation.
Welcome back to the new American Culture Exchange, where we're decoding the rules of the great American game. I'm your host, Glenn Venture Smith, the Solutionist. Today, we're diving into rule number 2, the betting equation. What is it? How is it changing how we take risks, make decisions, and bet on the future? Let's go! Life is a series of bets, not just in casinos or on Wall Street. I'm talking about how every decision we make, from career choices to creative pursuits, is essentially placing a bet on an uncertain future.
That's such a fascinating way to look at risk and reward. When you frame it that way, it really changes how we view the entire entertainment industry, especially hip-hop's relationship with calculated risks.
Think about a hip-hop artist dropping a new album. They're betting on their sound, their message, and their audience. But here's the twist. In the old system, the house always wins. In Web3 and the new American Culture Exchange, the odds are in the artists and their community's favor. The betting equation is about embracing uncertainty. It's the idea that we can't predict the future with 100% certainty, but we can make smarter bets by understanding the odds. In the old system, the odds were stacked against creators and their communities. But Web3 is leveling the playing field.
And that's precisely why this Web3 revolution, especially in the music industry, seems so transformative.
Yes. And here's what makes this shift so crucial. Blockchain technology is essentially flipping that revenue model on its head. Artists can retain up to 90% of their earnings through smart contracts, while building direct relationships with their fans.
That makes me think about how hip-hop has always been ahead of the curve in entrepreneurship. Weren't artists selling mixtapes out of their trunks long before digital distribution?
Yes. And you know what's fascinating about that? The DNA of hip-hop has always been about betting on yourself. Take Jay-Z's famous decision to start Rockefeller Records. He turned down traditional labels and bet on himself, turning a $1 million investment into a $1 billion empire.
That's exactly the kind of success story that could become more common with Web3, right? But what about the risks involved?
Hip-hop artists have always been risk takers, betting on their talent and relying on their hustle. But a recent survey showed that nearly 65% of independent artists don't fully understand their current contracts, let alone the complexities of Web3. If you know someone who is striving to be in the hip-hop music business, tell them about the new American Culture Exchange at disrupthiphop.com and NACE.com.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. The new American Culture Exchange is the place to go for artists to navigate this new landscape effectively.
Absolutely. You know, it's about more than just the individual artists. Think about how many talented business people in communities that have produced incredible artists but never saw any economic benefits. The betting equation is expanding to include collective success.
That reminds me of some innovative projects happening in Atlanta, where neighborhoods are using blockchain to create local economies. Could you break down how that works?
Picture this. A neighborhood creates its own token system where local businesses, artists, and community members all share in the success. Early data shows these microeconomies can increase local business revenue by up to 40% while keeping wealth within the community.
It is fascinating how technology could enable such community-level transformation. What other applications are you seeing?
Here's what's really exciting. Independent filmmakers are using similar models to fund projects, with some raising over $2 million through decentralized funding. Visual artists are selling NFTs that give collectors a share of future earnings. It's all about making strategic bets on creative potential.
So it's really about democratizing opportunity and changing how value is created and shared, isn't it?
Exactly. And here's what makes this moment so critical. We're seeing a fundamental shift in how risk and reward are distributed. The old system was like a casino where the house always won. The new system is more like a cooperative where everyone has skin in the game.
That really brings it all together, the intersection of technology, creativity, and community empowerment. What should people do so they can continue to evolve?
Well, the game is changing. The question is, are you? Yes, I'm talking directly to you. Are you ready to place your bet on the future? Go to nace.com or disrupthiphop.com and tune in next week as we dive into rule number 3. Continue to explore how the new American Culture Exchange and Web3 are rewiring the rules of risk and reward.
Welcome to the new American Culture Exchange podcast, where we dive into the great American game. I'm your host, Glenn Venture Smith. Do you know what the exchange is? Do you know the rules of the exchange? If you don't, then you've been played. Our mission: to harness the power of Web3 and the unstoppable spirit of hip-hop, to create a decentralized ecosystem that puts solutions in the hands of solutionist artists. Together, we'll solve real problems, fund community-driven initiatives, and empower neighborhoods to build enterprises that construct systemic change and foster generational wealth. This is not just a podcast. It's a cultural renaissance engineered for systemic transformation.